Welcome back to No Guarantees. Today we're going to get some work done on the body. One of the main reasons I bought this Jeep was because it was in relatively good shape as far as rust goes. As you can see, I've got a few problem spots, 2 in the middle and 2 towards the back that we're going to have to take care of. But for today, I decided that we're going to start with sanding. Let's get started. Now, it wouldn't be a Jeep without rust. And like I was saying, this Jeep was pretty fortunate, but it does have its problems. I had to go in here and cut one of the old body mounts out. I had to do the same thing down here. And both those 2 in the back are going to need to be cut out as well. But besides that, the bottom of the body is pretty solid. It's got a couple rust holes up on the top side and the bottom side, but I don't think those are a huge deal, and I can deal with them later. Right now, I'm just trying to get the body back on the frame. You guys have already seen me finish getting that in, but as of now, I'm not done with it. I've still got some pieces drying over there, but I wanted to get a head start on this video to get the content out as fast as possible. So, without further ado, let's get to sanding. Now, I don't have an orbital sander or anything along those lines, but I went to Home Depot and I picked up a cheap little 3M sanding block. So I'm going to use this as well as some 60 grit sandpaper to really start tearing into everything under here. It's now early the next morning. I can run my hand over this entire section without getting my nails or my skin caught on anything. So I think this section is good. Now I'm going to move on to over there. In here, I'm going to do last just because it's a tight space and I don't want to do it now. Alright, so the last time I was here, I got done sanding the entire top part of the Jeep. I'm sure there's some spots that I've missed, but I'll come back and do those later. Now I'm going to move on to getting this flare off of here so I can take a look underneath it and see what the rust looks like in there. I know these are famous for rusting out in there, so I figured it's better to take a look now rather than a couple months down the road when I've got a hole wearing through the side of my body. So I'm going to get on that, then we're going to repeat this exact same process on the bottom. I'm extremely impressed with how clean it is under here, in here, and up top across here. They're all famous places for mud and dirt to get packed up in all the corners, and all I've got is some spider webs. There's a little bit of rust around the top in here, but definitely nothing sandpaper can't take care of. And it exposed a little bit over here on the side too, but overall, completely nothing I'm concerned about. And I think I lucked out big time with how little problems there are going on under here. Alright, I've got a little bit of daylight left. I've got both the tops and bottoms off. Everything's sanded, at least good enough for now. I'm going to have to go back and do everything again closer to when I paint it, just to make sure anything that I missed or anything that comes up is off there and it's good to go. But as far as right now, I'm going to run inside and grab the hose and see if I can finally give this thing a bath. I made a deal earlier today. I sold my drive shafts for the old Jeep. I traded my old drive shafts for the Jeep. I gave them to a guy on Marketplace who desperately needed them. He said he twisted one and it was his daily driver. So I gave them to him. He said he would pay me on Saturday. And then eventually we were talking about it and we decided that he's going to come back on Saturday and he's going to weld for me. So it's now Sunday. And as you can see, not welded. The guy hasn't answered any of my messages. And I'm pretty sure the drive shafts are just his now. It is what it is. I always knew that was a possibility and it doesn't bother me that much. They were cheap and I think the U-joints were blown anyway, so not a big deal. So as far as the body goes, that's all I have left is just welding those up and dealing with the back ones. I came up with a new plan for back here. I think I'm just going to use a hole saw to drill that out. That way I can get in and out pretty easily. I did notice this hole, which is definitely not supposed to be there. At least it's not on the one on the bottom. So I'm going to have to deal with this. I think it's just going to be to have to weld another piece. Unfortunately, because I can't weld. I do have a little more work to do on the firewall up front, but I think I'm going to do that off camera and just do it by myself. That plate's going to have to come out in order to make room for the transmission and all the shifter linkage. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. I think it's just going to come up through that hole and I can make a piece to go around it and possibly even use the same screw holes to get that piece in there. But we'll see. I won't really know that until I get everything together and know how it lines up. But besides that, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the new editing style. It's something I wanted to try out and just something new. I'll see you all next time on No Guarantees. Hopefully I can do something cool and start putting something together. I can't wait to finally get that body on, and it's annoying me so much that the last thing I'm missing is just somebody who knows how to weld. I've thought so many times about just putting JB weld over these, but I know that's not the right way to do it, and I really don't want to do it the wrong way. I want to do it right so that it stays together for a while, and it's not something I'm going to have to worry about ever again. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait until I can find somebody who can weld that I can hire. I'm probably going to put some posts out on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups and Delaware Jeep Association and just see if somebody will come weld for me. But regardless, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.